test.
A, B, C.
Yeah, let me just check. I think it should be all right.
A, B, C. And also like maybe like one other thing to mention, like my like either my siblings could walk in and want to stay here, or like my parents could walk in and like they don't know that I'm doing a stream, so like they so like
I'll move to webcams. Okay, I have too many tabs. So let's add you to the scene. Okay, so I don't think we have any live viewers right now, but nonetheless, I'll say welcome to the first stream of 2022. Today I am with Miles, also known as DJ Sides, and we are going to just try to solve very, very simple tasks contributing to the Tatoeba's code, but without actually having to install Tatoeba. So we're going to try to use only the browser and use the GitHub interface to change or to submit a pull request to the Tatoeba repository. So, hi Miles, by the way.
hi.
So I'm going to start with sharing my screen and show a little bit how that can be done. So you can try to pick up whatever you can. I don't think it's going to be too complicated, but I'll try to show how it can be done. I haven't tried it myself, so that's going to be a bit new for me too. But yeah, after I've shown this, then we are going to check what simple task we can solve. You're going to pick one or two, and you're going to share your screen, and you're going to try to do that on your side.
Sounds good.
All right. So first of all, we have to go to the Tatoeba repository. So as a reminder, to find the link to the Tatoeba repository, you go to the Tatoeba website, you scroll down to the bottom, and there's a link here that says GitHub. So this is where the source code of Tatoeba is hosted. And the first thing you want to do if you want to submit a pull request to Tatoeba, so basically to submit like to suggest a change in the source code, the first thing you'll have to do is to create a fork. So normally on my site I already have a fork, so I think if I click it says I have already a fork. But if you don't have it, then it should, I think, just create the fork for you. And then once your fork is created, you can go to your profile and you should see it in the lists. So if you have a lot of forks, you might have to go here, but yeah, otherwise you'll see it in the list of your repositories. So this is my fork, which has been created a long time ago. So that's probably not going to be relevant to you, Miles, because you haven't forked the repository yet. But if you had forked, like me, the repository, and like in the meantime, a bunch of code has been added to what we call the upstream, so the original Tatoeba repository. Then there will be it will be out of sync with your fork, and there is apparently a button here which would allow you to synchronize things again. So that's what I'm going to try actually.
And it takes all the code that was updated to the mainstream to the mainframe since then, so that your version is now the same as that one.
Exactly, yeah. So I clicked and now it says successfully fetched and merged from upstream. So yeah, upstream meaning so my fork is under this Trang domain, let's say, while the upstream is under the Tatoeba domain. And so normally from here, if I refresh, yeah, I can see the last is the fact that I merged the upstream into my own branch. But if we can have a look here at the list of commits, we can see that before this merge here, the last was from January 11th, so yeah, a few days ago. And if we go back to the upstream repository, we can see, yeah, this was at code of conduct. This was a few days ago added, so I am up to date in my fork. So the reason why you want to be up to date is just in case, like, you know, if you want to modify a file but it has been modified before, there will be a conflict if you modify. So first make sure that you have things up to date, and from there you can start, you can prepare a pull request. Okay. So for the example I'm gonna use is to just edit some file in the contributing. So we have a file that basically explains, that gives some guidelines about how to contribute to Tatoeba, but it's a very short file, and maybe we can add a few things to guide users a little bit more. So what we can do here, so at least I'll show again. So when you look at the file, you have a little button here to be able to edit it. Actually, let's have a step back. Since the goal is to make a pull request in the end, and we actually have guidelines. Maybe we follow the guidelines here. So what you want to do is submit a pull request. Yeah, there's a bit of links in case you want to understand Git, but in fact, if what we're doing here doesn't really require to go through any of this, because we are just going to use the user interface of GitHub. We're not going to use the console. We're not going to type any comments. But we are still going to follow some of the points in here, which is that where did we talk about this? Oh yeah, creating a branch. So maybe I can say a few words before we start with this about branches. So the branches, you can, if we go to the main repository first, the upstream. So we have several branches, and the two branches that are really important to know about is the dev, which is the default branch, and the master. So the master branch is the version of Tatoeba that is deployed on the production website. So the production website is tatoeba.org, the real website. And the dev branch is the branch where we will include modifications that are stable enough and that we consider are ready to be deployed. So the whole process of creating a merge request is, first of all, you start by creating a branch which is going to be branching out from the dev branch. So at first it's just going to be like at the same level as the dev branch. And then on your own branch, you will add some modifications. And then these modifications will be merged back into the dev branch. Right? Could you follow a little bit?
So like you make your own edits, your modifications to the code, and then once you're ready with it, you like put it into the dev code, and then that's the code that's executed on the dev website.
It won't be executed automatically, but it can be executed if we deploy it on the dev website. But basically, let's say the dev branch is kind of a draft, but a draft that is not. Like it's like a draft branch basically, where we put things, but it's not like a draft in the sense where it's very, very drafty. It's more a draft in the sense where like it's almost ready to be published.
So you make your edit and then you make the request to put it into the dev thing, and then the dev branch, and then like once it's approved, then it's deployed. Then it's deployed in the dev website, and then if it shows that there's no issues, then it goes to the master.
Yeah, exactly. Then the dev is merged into the master, and then the master is what we deploy on production. I mean, you don't need to know all of this to be able to submit a pull request. All you need to know in the end is that the dev branch is what you're interested in. So you want to make sure that on your fork, your dev. So I have also, this is back to my fork. So on my fork, there's also a dev branch, and you just want to make sure that before you start a pull request, your dev branch is up to date with the upstream, right? With the original repository. Because from here, you're going to be creating a new branch. So the branch that you're creating is the actual draft. But yeah, maybe I'll show you, and it's going to be a little bit more easy to follow. So the first step is to create a branch, and usually if we go back to the steps, we have a small guideline here about how to name the branch. So in theory, you can rename it as you wish, but in case you're creating a pull request that is solving an actual issue where like there's like one of these issues here, the convention that we use is to name the branch with starting with issue and then dash and then the number of the issue, the ID of the issue. So in my case, this I'm not going to solve any issue in particular, so I'm just going to create a branch that is called okay, actually I have to see if I can even create a branch from here. Apparently not. Oh, from here I can okay, it's from here that I can create it. So update contribute. Okay, I'll just call it like that. So this is just for showing. So creating a branch is from this drop down here. So now I have this branch here called update contribute. So I'm selecting it. And from here, I'm going to navigate to the file I want to edit. I can click then the edit button, and I can add some text. So welcome to the Tatoeba repository. And then here, so technically, I think if you leave everything empty, it will use the default message. Actually, let's try it. So I'll commit here. And okay, and we can see that the text here has my new sentence. And so basically now what I've done here is I've modified something in the source code of Tatoeba. And the last step, if I think this is ready, the last step would be to actually create a pull request. So when you have changed something recently, GitHub shows you a notification and makes it easy for you to figure out how to create a pull request. So basically, I click the button here, and there is some form that I can fill. So I'm not going to submit it here because what I've changed here is not the final version of what I would want to change. But that was basically the steps. So should I repeat, or was that clear enough for you?
I think I get it.
Okay, so in this case, let's switch to...
But like,
yeah? Did you have a question?
and so now, no, just like maybe as I'm going through, maybe you'll walk me through it again because like my memory isn't that good.
Okay. So
But so when I'm doing it, like,
so the summary of it is first you create a fork. So once you have a fork, you go to your fork. So here I am. Oh, actually, I just noticed I created it in the wrong place. So I'll do it again. I'll delete my branch here. My branch.
no, I meant like, nah,
Oh,
like,
no.
I think I meant like once, like I mean like once I'm going through it, like once I'm doing it by myself, like if I miss a step, maybe it's like walk me through it
Yeah, definitely. That's what
as I'm doing it.
that's what I'm here for. Okay, I thought initially I created my branch in the wrong place, but it's because when I'm on the main repository, I can also see when somebody has recently made some modifications. I didn't know that. Okay, but so I'll just repeat the steps once more to have it like very clear. So first is you'll have to create a fork, so that we can do together and see what it looks like. Once you have the fork, you go to your fork. So by going to your profile and then selecting the fork. So you'll know that it's your fork because up here in the title is your username instead of the Tatoeba project organization. Then next step is you create a branch, which you can call however you like, but we have a convention to call it issue, and then the ID of the issue if we are solving a specific issue. So here, create a branch, then you make sure the branch is selected in the drop-down, and from there you can just navigate to whichever file you want to modify. And then you click the edit button and then add your modification to the file. You can write a short description about what changes you made. Otherwise, by default, it will use the description written as a placeholder here. And then once this is saved, you go back to the code, and you will see that GitHub suggests you directly to make a pull request. Otherwise, you can also go to the list of your branches, and there's a button to make a new pull request. So yeah, that was the short explanation of the steps. But yeah, let's switch to you and let's see what we can do. Like, first of all, let's create a branch, a fork for you. So you actually already have your screen shared. I will switch it for the viewers. And your screen is on now. Okay.
So first I make a fork.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh. Okay. We lost you for a little bit there.
No.
But you're back. Okay. So you made a fork. Perfect.
Now I make a branch.
Yeah, actually, before you make a branch, maybe we can have a look quickly at the tickets. So let's go back to the main Tatoeba repository to look at the list of issues. And we can see if there's one that you feel a little bit more inspired to do. Okay, so you can filter, actually, if you scroll up a little bit, there was a banner that's on my side I've never seen before, but so if you read the contributing guidelines, we've collected some good first issues for you. Okay, maybe click on this link. We've collected some good first issues. Right, okay. So yeah, as a new contributor, this is a place where you can go to have a look at what could be some easy issues to solve. On our side, I suggest that we do the ones that also have the label UI strings, because that means that there is just some text on the UI that maybe could be phrased in a better way, and so there's a suggestion to update the text, and so that's probably the easiest ones to take care of. So
maybe like this one.
Yeah, let's have a look. I think this one was partially solved, but not completely, so maybe we can finish it. Right. So there is a screenshot and even a link. So yeah, for instance, if you go to the link of audio contributed by CK, the sentence below the title says it has a comma in a place that is not really needed. So the goal is basically just to remove this comma. That should be a fairly simple issue. And so yeah, let's remember you can copy maybe the ID, and we can create a branch for that one. So you have to go back to your fork.
And we'll research for issues.
Here you don't. What do you mean? You don't. You won't have issues on your fork because it's like a separate place. Like technically you could. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, so like it's like to go to that same place in the code. Like where would we go?
This I will tell you how to. I mean, basically with the search you will be able to find it. But maybe let's start by creating the branch first. Now that you
Of
have
course, we're having a branch.
Yeah. So the convention was issue and then dash and then the issue number. And to create the branch, you just click, that thing here. So now you have your branch. And so you have a search bar at the top in the black banner at the top. And like you can just try to search, I don't know, the name of a language or whichever you like. And then you probably want to do the search then in your own fork so that you can get results of things in your own fork. I mean, you could search, for instance, for the word English, and you will see all the files or example or whatever you want to search. And then if you select in this repository, it will search all the files that are in your fork that contain the word English. In this case, there is nothing, which is actually weird. Maybe it's case sensitive, I'm not sure. There should be at least one file. I would have expected, but okay, apparently not. That's strange. Okay, that I didn't expect to happen. Let me try on my side quickly before we continue. It could be that because your fork is very new, maybe certain things are not indexed yet. Okay, so I cannot find either. Maybe try it from the Tatoeba repository and see if you can find something. Yeah, if you would search directly in the Tatoeba repository, you will actually find stuff. Alright, I guess we'll have to deal with that. So yeah, if you search English, you should see like plenty of results there. Right. So it's going to be a little bit more complicated than I thought to solve it, but we can still do a search from the main Tatoeba repository and then navigate to the same file, but then from your private, not private, from your fork, from your personal repository. Right, so yeah, the point here, since we have the string that we want to modify, would be to, do you remember, or do you need me maybe to spell out the string or some of the keywords for it?
Maybe that will make it faster. Wait, is it?
Okay, so alright, so you can search for the following audio recordings. So that's part of the string we want to modify. So if we can find the files where this is written, then okay. So it seems you found it. So it's that one over there. Right, so you can see.
And so now do we have to go back? Okay, so now do I have to go back to my fork and then find that same place?
Yeah, exactly. Can you for a moment go back to the tab of the, because there's something on your UI that I don't see on my UI, because I'm like, as a maintainer of the repository, probably I don't see the same things as you. But on the tab of the Tatoeba, the original Tatoeba repository, you have this jump to, like next to the path to the file, there is this jump to drop down kind of thing. I'm just wondering what this is. Okay, maybe I have it and I never, maybe it's a new thing that I never noticed. Okay, it's to navigate in the file itself, it seems. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to check what that was. So you can go back to your own tab.
Let's see.
Okay, very good. Maybe one thing you can check as well, I mean, to confirm, normally you shouldn't be able to edit if you go to the other tab. I guess the the edit button is there, but probably you cannot click it because you don't have write access to this file. Yeah. Okay, you must be on a branch. I mean, okay. Yeah, okay, so yeah, you're not able to edit that one, which is normal because you don't have write access to that one. And that's why, basically, if you wanted to suggest a modification in this file, then yeah, you have to have your own fork and make a branch and then edit things from there. So basically we want to remove the extra commas. And that should be it. And so here, as a good practice, usually we want to write a few lines about, so update audio helper, of course this is what you're doing, but it's not very explicit. So you can instead say more precisely what you did, which is in this case, you removed unnecessary commas, so you can write about that. And in the optional extended description below, there's also, you can also reference to a specific ticket. So maybe if you switch, I can maybe give you an example. If you switch back to the tab of, yeah, there will be a special keyword in front of it as well. But yeah, if you switch back to this main repository, and if you scroll up a little bit, we can browse the commits. If you go back to the code tab, to the full code tab, tab next to the issues. Yeah, this one here. And you can click, so there's, you can see the history of all the commits by, there is this logo, with the number of commits, exactly. If you click this, you go to, like, from here you can browse the history. And if you, let's scroll down a little bit to find one. For instance, the one set, scroll up a little bit. The one from Chiru, set audio. If you expand it, there's these 3 dots. If you click on it, I think there might be, exactly. So as you can see, he uses the keyword souls, and then he puts the ID of the ticket, so you can follow this same pattern for your own. So that this way we can know that this specific commit was meant to solve this particular ticket, and we can basically for tracing what has been done and for which reason. Yeah, and you don't need to write much more. You can just leave it like that, and you can. Wait, but before, because here, as you can see, it says commit directly to the dev branch. It seems that when you navigated to the file, you were actually not on the branch that you created, but you were on the dev branch. In itself, it's not like if you ever modify in the dev branch, it's not the end of the world, but it can make things a little bit more messy if you were trying to contribute several things at the same time. So the best thing to do would be to select, to navigate back to the file, but from the issue branch that you created rather than from the dev branch. But that would be from the other tab, because this tab here is the Tatoeba repository.
So you go back here?
Yeah. Then you have to select. I think technically you could also fiddle with the URL, and in the URL you just change a specific part of the URL string to replace dev by the name of the branch, but maybe it's just easier to do it from the UI. So before you navigate, you have to select the correct branch. So right here you see the drop down at the top is on dev, and you actually want to switch to your issue. I think that was 2815.
Yes. And then we do what we did here, there?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh. I think your computer is struggling a bit to render.
My computer's acting up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It.
You can maybe close some of the tabs.
I almost done. And then now do you commit to change?
Wait, so 1 second, because I think the video, like your screen sharing, is not going through anymore, so I have to try to see if I can fix that. 1 second.
It's showing me as sharing it.
Yeah, I can still see it in the browser. It's just the software. OBS.
No, on the stream.
Yeah, on the stream, I think it's not showing anymore. So I'm just quickly trying to. add it back. Yeah, technical issues. So my screen works. Screen for some reason doesn't. I have to switch back and forth, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna do something else. I'm gonna share my screen, looking at your screen. Yes, that's the best we can do there. Okay, so I think, yeah, we have something. Unfortunately, we don't see your webcam anymore as well, but I guess we'll have to live with that. So,
Maybe my computer is rebelling.
yeah, it could be.
Because like on my side stuff is still okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can also see you still, yeah, from this window, but it's just from OBS for some reason. Things are not being received anymore, and I don't think I can solve it right now.
You're cutting.
Oh, can you still hear me?
I didn't hear what you said because you were cutting out a lot.
Okay. Yeah, maybe you want to try to close one of the tabs, like the tab where it's my screen sharing.
Like other than the close the tab thing, I didn't hear what you were saying because I didn't hear what you were saying because you were cutting out a lot.
Okay, no, I wasn't saying anything important. We can carry on. Let's try to finish this before your computer shuts down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you removed the comments.
This is why. This is why like I loaned this. Yeah. This is why I got another laptop from my school, but it's locked to my school account, so I can't do anything else on it other than school stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's okay.
So I got to run this machine.
Okay, no worries. You are
So
not to blame here.
so we did the fix. Yeah, we did the fix for now. So we commit directly or
Yeah, I think everything looks fine. You remove the commas, you put the descriptions, you reference the tickets. Now it says commit directly to the issue 2815 branch, so that's the correct branch. So you can go ahead and click commit. Okay. And so now the last step is to actually open the pull request. So now that the changes have been saved, normally if you go back to the code tab, which is basically the home page of the repository, yeah, Git will automatically detect that you recently made some changes and will suggest you to create the pull request. So you can click that button. So since this is your first time creating a pull request, yeah, Git will suggest you to have a look at the contribution guidelines. In your case, it automatically filled up the title and the description. I think it's not too far from what we usually indicate in the guidelines. So yeah, technically you don't have to change too much. And I mean, even if you save it like this, you can always later on edit the title and edit the description. So what you see here in the gray banner thingy is basically just saying that you're going to submit whatever you changed in this branch, and you want to make a proposal that it is merged into the dev branch of the Tatoeba main repository. So yeah, that all of that is correct. So you can just technically from here you can just click create pull request. There is not too much to do unless you want to write more details about what you do, of course, but in the essence of it, there's not much more to do. So yeah, you can click create pull request.
I think that's it.
All right. So then now after clicking, it creates the pull request and it redirects you to the pull request tab of the Tatoeba 2 repository. So you can check if there's anything you wanted to update or if you want to edit, but otherwise that's it. you just created your first pull request. Congratulations.
Yay!
Okay.
Maybe like we'll see if maybe we'll see if it can handle doing one more. Like
Sure.
if you can handle it, like if it's short enough. But
Sure.
like I'm
You
not
can
sure
try.
which
Yeah,
one.
you can try another one. So there's another UI string ticket. Wording.
Maybe the
Yeah, this one maybe you
the
can
wording.
have a look. Oh, still here? Yes. Okay.
It's referring to this.
Right.
And then apparently there's two. So there's two different strings that pop up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So here The issue is about, the phrasing makes the whole warning feels a bit alarmist, and the wording is a bit awkward, and it's not clear. I mean, it's definitely not entirely clear. Alright, so the suggestion is to change it to this transcription was generated automatically rather than generated by a piece of software. And if you want to stress that the transcription has not been reviewed, you can say the transcription was generated automatically and has not been reviewed. Okay? Was there any discussions below?
Have you seen that phone?
That was my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so now we go back to the.
Wait, before we go back, let's have a look at the full discussion too, because that was just the initial proposal.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so here is a little bit more. I guess it's a little bit more complicated than the previous one because there are 2 different cases or 3 different cases. Yeah, this might be more than one string to modify actually, and this might require you to understand a little bit the logic of the code. So it could still be, I mean, it's still a first issue that's like doable, but it's probably not
Straightforward.
yeah, it's not like the one we did just before, where it was really just searching for the string and replacing it. So maybe we can. I mean, this one you are free, obviously, to do it like offline if you want to have a look at it. Now that you know how to create pull requests without having to install Tatoeba, you could try to have a look at this one offline and see if you can solve it. I think it might be a little bit too long for the stream today, but we can have a look. There's maybe some other issues that we haven't labeled as good first issues because we simply forgot or we didn't really go through all the issues, but that could still be easy to solve if you filter with the label UI strings. So you have these little drop downs, not this filter here, but just below in the gray bar. You have I don't think tag is the correct search, but you can from the UI there is this where you have like open, closed. Do you see what I mean? You can sort, you can filter by exactly here, and you can filter by UI strings.
Okay, so like for example, that one would be like it would be like replacing this with like a command that like shows like how many sentences are present for that specific page.
I think you would have to, if you want. I'm not sure what this one is about exactly. Okay, to have the number. Okay, so that one, it's not necessary. Okay, that would also take a little bit more of explanations. Okay, maybe we can have a look at this one, inconsistency in terms, vocabulary versus. Maybe this one is a little bit more straightforward. Okay, so the proposal is to change this item add vocabulary request to change it to request vocabulary. And there's also a few more places. Where, okay, this one also might be a little bit more long to do because it will involve several files.
Like at least involve several things.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it's going to be just modifying strings, but it's modifying strings throughout several files. So
Oh.
Okay, this one is probably, yeah, text that is not translatable, so you won't be able to find it. Yeah, that's probably why it was not marked as good first issue.
Nah. So anyways, so like that's like that one issue where it was just the comments, it already took up like the whole hour, and so maybe like those one or two are like things I could like look at and like mess with on my own branch on my own time. But like they might take a bit longer, and so but I think that like now like I get the idea of how to do the process, and then, like if I still get stuck anywhere, I can probably like send you a private message or something.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you feel like trying these things offline and you get stuck on anything, don't hesitate at all to either send me a private message or even to open an issue. Or actually, there's something I should maybe activate in our repository. I think there's a feature now where we can have discussions, and so that could also be a place, if I activate it, that could also be a place where you can ask questions, or you can also send me an email. That works too, whichever is your favorite channel of communication.
I like the idea. I like the idea of like having a discussion tab, because I guess like then like we could like bounce around ideas more easily.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, usually if you're trying to solve an issue and you're encountering some, like you don't know what to do exactly, or there's some questions you have while solving the issue, you are free to use the issue comment, the comments of the issue itself, to like ask questions about it. Or if you don't want to pollute too much the discussion thread, because it's like really a technical question and it's not really related to the issue itself, it's more like a generic technical question. Yeah, for now, the best is to send an email to me or to team.tatoeba.org, or to send a private message. That would be the main things. But yeah, I'll check for adding a discussion tab in this repository. That could help.
And so issue specific questions could be probably in the comments, but like general tackle, and they're probably best like like an email.
Actually, before, yeah, let me just check this right now. Wait, that's okay. No, I'll move this over here. So you see my screen, right? So on my side, actually, I have this tab discussion,
Yes.
but I never really activated it. And maybe now that you suggest it, we could try. So let's get started. Okay, that starts a new discussion. Oh, so I can start discussion. Maybe I can start a discussion because I am part of. Or maybe I just had to click this get started. Can you refresh on your side and see if you have the tab discussion now that I clicked the get started? Yeah, you have it.
Yeah, there is.
And are you able to? So are you able to? Yeah, you can. You have the button new discussion. So okay, so that was all we needed. So feel free to use this space if you have any question. You're having trouble to.
See how it looks.
Were you able to save it? Oh, yeah, okay, you were. And on my side, let me check quickly, but I think I should be able to see your thread. Yeah. Okay, I see something here. Got it. Okay. So yeah, that's a new feature in GitHub that I didn't activate before, but now it's activated, so you can also use this space to ask for help if you need any help. So yeah, I think we're good for today. You managed to create your first pull request, so good job. And yeah, if you want to take over, like if you want to start any of the other issues, maybe one thing you should do is to just write a quick comment to say I'm working on this issue, so that just in case somebody else also wanted to do it and like you're both of you trying to do the same thing, I mean, if somebody else would want to do it, they would know, okay, this is already taken actually, so I should move on to something else. So that to avoid people doing the same, like working on the same thing at the same time. That's the only small thing to think about if you're starting to work on specific issues offline. All right. So, well, thank you very much for joining the stream today, Miles. Despite a little bit of technical issue, I think we did a little bit of productive things. So
for having me.
Yeah. And yeah, if you want to join again in another stream another time to do something a little bit more complicated than what we did today, then just let me know. Okay? All right.
Will do.
So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and see
you
next time.
I guess I was just tired because like this week was a harder one. This week was a hard one at school, so like I'm still kind of
It's cutting off. Well,
It's cutting up.
I'm going to stop the stream first so that we can free up a bit of resources. All right, so bye everyone who was watching the stream.